As a black woman, I'm not allowed to empathize with white people. But I could only imagine how frustrating and infuriating it has to be for the average white American. Okay, the teacher, the police officer, the Publix employee, the postal worker, the nurse, the lawyer, the bus driver, the maintenance person, the plumber, the electrician, okay, so on and so forth, because white people hold regular blue collar American jobs and these white collar jobs too. As a matter of fact, leading a school, leading a nonprofit, any of them. I can just imagine being any of these people having to sit up and listen to people like Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey and Beyonce scream, sing, cry, and talk about the struggles of being black. Y'all act like every white person in America is highly privileged. I watch Love After Lockup and see plenty white meth heads. I've worked amongst white people who work next to me. I've worked with their children. They're struggling just like everybody else is struggling. I've visited prisons that are full of white guys. I go get my groceries scanned by old white ladies all the time. This belief that all white people in America are privileged is so toxic, especially when it's being perpetuated from the most privileged people in our country who happen to be darker than I am. That makes absolutely no sense. And then they're not allowed to express any level of frustration, because when they express their frustration for this nonsensical belief that is being perpetuated, now they're racist. They can't stand up for themselves. They can't defend themselves. They can't speak up for themselves at all, because if they say anything, they're racist. These people can't win for losing. And y'all not trying to hear them. Then y'all get on the internet and just openly bash white people on a constant basis. And when they finally get fed up and blow up, then they're the problem. You're pushing them there. They are being openly and actively antagonized.
So, this woman is saying that white people don't even have privilege today, and I'm about to get Jess up here. Jess with the mess, because I know she hear me. She's saying that white people don't even have privilege. Jess, I'm going to start with you. Um, you're more than welcome to jump in, and when I don't know, I'm missing somebody, but whenever there's somebody comes back, I'm gonna bring them back up too. Jess, go ahead, and then y'all can just jump in. I'm not gonna call on people after Jess. Y'all can just have it out.
I absolutely do believe that white people have privilege, right? But before y'all go in on me, I believe a lot of different races have privilege as well. And the thing that really kind of had me mad confused when Shorty was talking is that white privilege just doesn't exhibit itself as having a high earning career or having tangible items, right? White privilege could be I can get stopped and know for sure that I'm going to make it home. White privilege could be I can walk into a store and not get followed around, get suspected of being a thief. That could be white privilege. White privilege could be me getting into it with somebody, but my story is not believable because of the way that I look. Now, do I think black people have privileges? Yes, I do. But I think the black privileges are a little bit, it looks different. But I do believe white people do have privilege.
I'm not gonna jump in. I'm letting y'all
Only
have
issue
it.
I had, only issue I had with the lady that was speaking on the video is she was everybody's right. Shouldn't be talking about privilege. You're already rich. You know what I mean? So they not even looking at the same thing we're looking at. But I do agree there is some white privilege, but it's not as thick like we think it is. You know what I'm saying? They still get away with some things now, but we get away with some things too. You know
What do white people get
It's
away with?
classic.
What do white people get away with that black people don't?
You ever heard a white person talk to the police?
Hold on.
Yeah, I was
2K.
just
You
gonna
can
say
jump in. You can jump in right
So
after this.
just got a point about the whole situation when it comes to cops. We're not going to act like that's not a real thing, Anton. You know, what I mean, that's a real thing.
I
But
literally
outside of
just got a ticket yesterday.
But you ain't white, Anton.
Right. That's my whole point.
So if you was white, you wouldn't have got that ticket. Well, I ain't gonna say
No.
that.
I was wrong. I was definitely wrong.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
Most of the time when I get pulled over, I get let go, and most of the time it's from a white cop. And I got stopped by a white cop, and then he had a black partner, was like, Anton, chill out, don't go off, whatever, so on and so forth. I got pulled over and I tested my black privilege to see if something was going to happen. And he didn't
No,
do
I'm
anything.
not.
He was cool. He was just like he got a little extra. He was like, "I'll tow your car." And I was like, "Tow my car. I'll go and get another one. I got 10 of them." And he just stood back. He was like, "Have a nice day, Mr. Daniels." And that was it.
Because
And then I
you
started
have
talking to
money.
his partner.
I think you was testing
You know you have money.
your black privilege in the wrong spot.
Why? I had on
Yeah,
I had a young nigga car. I had my Challenger,
Yeah, nigga, you testing
my Hellcat. Listen, I fit the stereotype across the board. I literally was fitting the stereotype, and I just went on ahead and I just exercised my black privilege. And he didn't even give me he just gave me a little civil infraction.
You still have to understand where you at, bro. You in Michigan, bro. You're not in the deep south doing that. What you mean? Do that in Mississippi.
We have KKK here in Michigan. Just so you know, Michigan
Do you
is
know that
very
wait.
racist.
Our governor was almost got kidnapped by a bunch of white people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Do this in Mississippi.
And she's liberal.
Wait. No. Our governor was almost got kidnapped by a bunch of white people.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't call it privilege. It's more classism when you talk about that. But like to address the cop situation, I live in the South, Houston, Texas, bro. And when I was a YN, yes, they gonna hug you out. But as you get older, you get a couple of grays in your beard, and as long as you acting civil, bro, you'll be all right. A lot of times you get hugged out because you got attitude and you giving cops grief, and they ain't got time for none of that. It's white people get done the same way. They just don't show it a lot. But
yes, they do. Have y'all ever seen cops?
That's what I'm saying. They just don't show it. Like I see it, and a lot of people act like they don't see it. But man, they hug white people out too.
Chase a meth head down and tackle.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Don't Detroit got a black mayor?" No, Detroit has a white mayor.
Yeah, but the difference is usually in a situation, the white person may provoke the cop to act in that way. And what we're talking about in a situation where a black person is literally just existing, they're not provoking the cop, they're not doing anything, and they're getting
They don't provoke the cop.
Man,
not all the time. No,
all the time, Anton. They absolutely do. Dude, I got
Anton, yes, there are situations where they do, but there are situations where they literally don't provoke the cop, and the cop is literally just effing with them.
But there are also times I just watched this show with these white folk, and I was talking to my girl. I was like, man, they doing white folk the same way. Sometimes the cops just be on one because they abusing their power, and white folk will be just chilling too, and they hug them out too.
So listen, who
wait.
Like to talk crazy to the police and still
black people.
No, absolutely not.
Black women, especially.
Black people.
If you ever
100%.
No, Anton.
Yes, Asia.
Police.
I usually see people talk crazy to the police who got all their stuff together.
I don't think that black women have a respect of persons of who they gonna cuss out. Y'all will cuss out your own motherfucking mama.
Exactly.
So don't sit here and tell me that y'all gonna have respect for the police. That little fast mouth that y'all got, that fast mouth go off on anybody.
That's not true.
It is true. Wait, but you think that black women didn't start respecting the police? Most of the time, it'd be the black man. They'd be like, "Hey, Shaniqua, chill out for a second.
Chill out.
Chill out.
You know I got this weed in the car. Chill out.
Keisha, you know I ain't got no license. Chill out.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, ma'am, because he driving. You know he ain't got no license. Niggas is always riding dirty. So soon as the cop get behind him, we know to move.
Yeah.
Gotta put that seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Now real slow so it don't be no sudden movements. You riding real stiff. You're real obvious because you the only person that's going under the speed limit. So now you impeding traffic. You get pulled over. She automatically doing like this to the cop. And sight, now the nigga, now he really want to figure out what the fuck is going on. The car smell like weed. You keep telling him why you pulled me over.
Right.
He trying to make sure that he a little bit more amicable with the cop. Why you pull him up? Keisha. Keisha. Because you know he ain't got no license. Nigga driving on a suspended license. Come on, man. Stop, bro. Stop.
Anton, like I'll say this much. For the most part, yes, our people are most definitely
And your
aggressive.
insurance is expired, and you hoping they don't call the insurance company.
Literally, yeah, all of that. Like, and got the nerve to want to. Why, I'm not rolling down my window. I got sovereign rights. They doing all kind of extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to answer to you. I don't have to tell you what I was doing in my day, different things. And I understand what they're trying to do, but at the same time, there are certain cops that do abuse their power.
Period.
And I've experienced it when I was just on the corner trying to pray for a woman that got hit by a truck. And it was downtown, and I'm just sitting there just like, chilling. I was legit just trying to pray. And the man was like, "You need to go over there." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to pray." I started backing up a little bit. He was like, "You need to get the F over there." And I'm like, whoa. So there are here and there certain ones that do have that power abuse going on. But for the most part, it ain't as wilding out as our people try to make it seem.
I
like
agree. It's not like how it was back when, like Anton said, TV show cops. It ain't like that no more, Anton. But I'll admit to that.
It should be.
2025.
It should be. No. We need them cop. We need Gang Squad from Detroit in 1987. We need cops that was on the show, the original, the bad boys. What you're gonna do?
Bro, with the flashlight. Come here.
We need the cops that was doing stop and frisk in New York that eliminated crime before they started doing Black Lives Matters over there. Those are the cops that we need. We need head buses. We need head buses on the street. Because I was reviewing a video on the Millionaire Morning Show today of what the fuck was going on in downtown LA yesterday, and it was out of control. It was out of control. They spray painted every business, every building, every train. They threw stuff at the female cop as she was getting in the car. It was spray painting the cop car with the woman trying to get in it to get away. I couldn't believe it. And y'all sit there and say that cops are the ones the gangs is the people. And it wasn't even black people, it was white people. The gangs is the people. The people are the gangs. And so I'm not going for it. I'm not sitting there. Look, head buses.
No, Anton, everybody wants freedom. They want freedom of speech.
We need the rock from walking. We need the rock from walking tall.
No, Anton,
on the streets.
They want to protest,
taking the criminals down and hitting people's headlights with a big old.
Yeah, here in Houston they call them the jump out boys.
That's all. The head buses are doing the street pullovers and doing the aggressiveness, like Ms. Maya was saying.
If I was a cop, Deja, and I pulled you over, I will pull you over immediately, Deja.
Listen,
why? Anton, let me ask you something. Anton,
why would I pull you over?
Let me ask you something, Anton.
Because I would think you was hiding something in your hair.
Anton, let me ask you something.
See, concealing evidence.
They're very polite. Usually, they're very polite. Even being a black
has any of y'all ever had y'all girl? Some of the fellas know about this. Have any of y'all guys ever had y'all girl do the hair scratch thing when they do their hair? That's what I would be doing to you, Deja. Let me see what's in there.
You know what?
So Anton, answer this though, bro. How you feel about the Memphis cops getting off for beating up old boy?
I can't see why they got off. I think that there's some bad cops.
Yeah, it's definitely some.
100% think that there's some bad cops.
So
and a lot of those bad cops is black cops.
I don't believe that most cops are bad. I think that there are some bad actors. I don't like that all cops get labeled the same way.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to just limit, I guess, quote unquote, white privilege just to law enforcement. It exhibits itself in a lot of different other places.
But see, that's my point though, Jess. The Memphis cops wasn't even white. The question is,
if there was a white boy that beat up, what would happen?
Correct. Y'all turned into cops because we got off topic. The question is, where is it that white people have privilege? and I'm open to hearing what y'all got to say.
Well, that was an example.
That was an example, bro. If there was been a white boy getting beat up, if there
time we just gave you this whole tangent about.
I don't see. Y'all didn't tell me nothing that don't happen to white people too.
Huh?
Bro, he ain't lying.
White boy getting beat up. Who got beat up?
I'm talking about the cops. I'm talking the black boy that got beat up to death by the cops in Memphis. If there ever been a white boy getting beat up,
the cops was black.
I'm saying if the cops was black though, bro, still black and beat up a white boy, what would have happened? He would have got off.
It wouldn't have been a story. It wouldn't even been a story.
Hold on. This is the problem. Give me an example where white people have. You can't say if they were black, if it was a white boy. You have to give me an example of where white people have privilege. I don't do what ifs.
Anton, we literally just did that. Okay. Just because we gave an example of how they have privilege doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to other people either.
The cops were black.
Okay, let's ask you
We're not necessarily talking about that specific case, though.
Then give me an example.
Yeah, what's the example?
You can't use that example.
Okay, DC Sniper and Dylan Roof. What's the difference between those two situations?
Rodney King.
DC Sniper. Talking about the black man?
Okay, and Dylan Roof. What's the two different? Dylan Roof got.
What did Dylan Roof do? What did
Dylan
Roof do?
After he did the shooting at the church, they took him to Burger King to eat, to get something to eat.
Or who?
So after he did the shooting,
I'm not. You got to educate me. I'm not familiar. It's a lot. It's been a lot of.
Dylan Roof is the white boy who shot up the black church in the Carolinas.
Oh yeah.
Cops took him to Burger King after he did it because he was hungry. I'm giving you an example. So I said, what happened to the DC Snipers? It was a black dude doing the shooting. What happened? What grace did they get?
No. What do you mean? Didn't they both go to jail?
Yeah, they all. I mean, Dylan Roof did too. We talking about on the way to jail.
One got a.
So you saying so your example is that one of them got Burger King on the way to jail?
That's his privilege.
I thought the Dallas.
Hold on.
I thought he got shot.
Hold on. Are you telling me, because I'm not as familiar with this case, I got to be honest, because the people in the chat is telling me that Dylan Roof got the death penalty. All right.
Yeah.
So because he got Burger King, you telling me that was white privilege?
Absolutely.
What are you serious?
The fact that he got to live was white privilege. What is
the death penalty?
He got the death penalty according to the people in the chat.
The fact that he didn't get
too, didn't it?
The scene.
I don't know. Did the DC Sniper get the death penalty?
He ain't getting out of jail, bro.
Did he get the death penalty?
It's two of them. It's a young boy and it was two people. Man, it was a young boy and
it was
an older
son and
man.
It was the father. Did either one of them get the death penalty?
I'm thinking. I don't know. They ain't getting out though.
So again, y'all not telling me where this privilege is.
Nigga, the privilege had to bust the right to Burger King.
That's the privilege. He got to eat.
But that don't have nothing to do with privilege. That could just be the different county he was in. And he's dealing with a whole nother. Like that don't even make sense.
No, they're basically saying that usually when police take you in and wrap you up and take you to.
But I'm saying that's an anomaly. That's an anomaly.
That's bullshit, Deja. And you know how I know it's bullshit? Because I watched the first 48. I see you niggas getting
we're not talking about questions.
I see black killers get corned beef sandwiches, a Coke Pepsi with extra coleslaw and extra mustard on their onion roll. Inside, I see them niggas on the first 48 getting corned beef sandwiches every day.
You're
not gonna sit here and tell me. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that Burger King is the determining factor for whether or not white people.
No, you talking about interrogation tactics. We talking about he got a Burger King on the way to jail. But he did the shooting.
That probably was an interrogation tactic.
No, bro. He got Burger King as they picked him up as he did the shooting, bro. Going to the police station.
Already guilty. Ain't nothing to interrogate. Ain't nothing to find out. He's already guilty. You know he's the shooter.
Okay, so the way that you guys, do you know how stupid y'all sound?
No, you retarded.
Y'all sound so dumb.
Wait, hold on.
The best example that y'all can collectively come up with is that the nigga got Burger King on the way to jail. That's what y'all got.
Wait, hold on, Anton. Let me clear up the facts.
Do you realize that?
Wait, let me clear up the
facts. When I
facts.
flip this up and I put this on every social media platform, y'all gonna look stupid as fuck.
Hey, but them burgers plain broiled though.
Anton,
let me clear up the facts real quick.
The DC Sniper got executed in 2009.
Y'all talking about the Dallas Sniper, right? The black guy.
No, DC.
Nah,
DC
that's a different
got
dude.
executed in 2009.
Oh, okay. I didn't look up the DC, but the Dallas sniper, he was blown up by a robot.
He got killed.
And he's the one that gunned down those 5 white police officers.
Yeah, he was killing cops, though. You know, he wanted to die.
That's a correlative example of how a black man was treated as a sniper, as a shooter, versus a white man.
Anton ain't crazy, bro.
That's a correlative.
That's not fair, though.
I'm gonna just let y'all talk to sound stupid.
Those are two different locations. You don't know how they.
Right.
That's and then it's Burger King. Are we that petty as black
Come
people
on.
to where he got Burger King before he went to jail? Y'all are
Where
that poor minded.
Y'all getting wrapped up in the
It's
food
getting
thing.
really
The thing
embarrassing.
is,
Do you
why would
guys
they
have
take
any
them to
do
get
you guys have
food
any
in
other
the first
examples?
place?
I
It's not
do.
about where you taking them. Why
Do
are they?
y'all got
Why
any
are
other
they
examples?
feeding
I
him?
do.
He
That's
just
what
murdered people. Like, why is that not right here? He
Okay,
murdered people. Why does he deserve food?
Guys, I
In
got
a
What do you mean?
Why?
The same reason why we feed y'all
For-
sons and fathers when they go to jail every day.
Forget the Burger King.
Boy, you stupid.
We do we not feed y'all sons and y'all fathers
What is we
every other time that they go to jail?
We're talking about you murdered somebody. Why
He
are we
killed 9
detouring?
people, not somebody. He killed 9 people. He got
These
the
were
live, Anton. He got the live.
Y'all missing it. It doesn't matter about 2 different locations. It just matters that somebody committed a crime.
It does matter. You have DC, and then you have, where was the other place?
In Carolina, North Carolina.
We're talking about police
one of the
officers
Carolinas.
that job is to serve and protect, not to make a mass murderer comfortable.
Police are not a monolith, y'all.
Yeah, it depends on the cop that picked him up. The cop that took him to Burger King might have been racist. And was like, man, thank you, brother.
White privilege, nigga.
Nah, it ain't white privilege. That's that dude. Because another cop might not have done that.
Or it could have been him trying to be a relationship for integration. It's just not always white privilege. Like everything else, it's not always that. It could be something else. It could be something else too, Kay. It don't. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it don't have to be white privilege.
We need something for interrogation. For they not trying to solve a crime. We know he killed 9 people in there. They all.
But they still gotta.
What are you talking about interrogation?
They want to find his little notebook he wrote in. I don't know. It's a lot of reasons they do the things they do. I know you watch them shows,
bro.
Again, you know what's so funny? I asked y'all a question, and the best y'all can come up with was Burger King.
What about going to a store and not being followed?
I would think that if you said white privilege, that it would just translate into something that's
y'all don't want to hear me. If a police pull up and a nigga got a cell phone in his hand, dead. If a police pull up and a nigga got a screwdriver in his hand, dead.
Like what? Give me an example.
People and
like what? How? Give me an example of when that happened.
It happen every day.
Like when? Give me an example.
You think I know these niggas?
But you think that this? Oh, I know what it is. You just got done watching Set It Off, and when Jada Pinkett's son,
I need one black serial killer that can walk out of the crime scene.
You got done watching Set It Off, and she was bust because she went to get the check from Nate. And so he went to go see it, and they got done rubbing the bank. And so when he pulled out the champagne, they killed him.
Yeah,
I get it. The movies have given us color to our lives, and now we believe that it's all cops against us because.
And next time you get pulled over, make a lot of movement in the car and let me know how they go.
I'm not do that. I would never do that.
Movement. Just hit a little hole in the car. I bet you they
do that
to the heavens.
No. Listen, let me tell you something.
Your black privilege and move around.
You know they kill more white people than they have black people.